I don't feel bad for those people because storyboarding, like if I had people speak to me that said I didn't understand one word that he said and I completely got this entire story from front to back. If you're trying to pay attention, the same thing I kind of said about Kendrick last year. Like I wasn't blown away by his music choice, but the story that he told, I felt like was an important one.
Now, y'all know we had to see what the Podfather had to say about the Super Bowl halftime performance this year with Mr. Bad Bunny. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
Sunday happened.
Bad Bunny, come on, let's go.
The Bad Bunny.
Fuck the game. Just go straight to halftime.
Yeah, that game wasn't nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Defensive battle. Woo.
I know. I turned it on at halftime and I tried to watch like a little bit of.
You watch football?
I watched the halftime show. This is a turn on at halftime.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I saw the score and I was like, damn, that looked like a snooze fest.
It was.
Yeah.
Unless you like defensive football, which I mean,
wasn't that bad.
it's not great for like non-football people who make up the majority of your crowd at your house party or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Did you come away feeling like the Patriots were fool's gold?
yes.
Yes.
I felt like they were fool's gold going into it. Their defense is serious though.
I don't think they were fool's gold. I just think Seattle was just a complete team all the way around, like we kept saying up here.
Yeah.
The Patriots wasn't fool's gold at all.
They tossed Will Campbell around like he was the cum rag.
Yeah.
They tossed him around with one arm sometimes.
Cum sock.
Yeah.
Not even a proper rag.
Yeah, word. I like the
dirty
t-shirt
cum
that's
sock.
over there that you didn't. Sometimes you just gotta grab what's near.
That nigga's a rookie playing against all pro everybody's.
Yeah. Looked like it.
Yeah.
So let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Halftime show. The star of the show.
Take it away,
I'm
Parks.
ISOing for my boy, the biggest Bad Bunny fan up here, Big Parks.
I feel really bad for people that didn't find joy and happiness in that. I want to start with that. Like all this hoopla and to-do they made out of this. That shit was beautiful. It was cultural. It was fun. It was inclusive. The music was dope. My party was a dance party at that point. So if you're sitting at home with a straight face tight in the face, I feel bad for you.
Haters. Yeah.
Haters and, you know, I guess I can see how you would feel left out if you don't speak Spanish, but I also, it's like, you don't try. You don't try to understand some of this.
I think people be making excuses, man.
I'm sorry, Mark. I don't feel bad for those people because storyboarding, like if I had people speak to me that said I didn't understand one word that he said and I completely got this entire story from front to back. If you're trying to pay attention, the same thing I kind of said about Kendrick last year. Like I wasn't blown away by his music choice, but the story that he told, I felt like was an important one. And this Bad Bunny story, especially the afterward breakdowns of all the things that I maybe even missed in real time. But
tons of symbolism.
But a lot of it I didn't. I'm from New York.
Yeah, word.
New Jersey, you people that ain't from up here. Oh, I could walk to New York. Shut up. The symbolism, I just think it was really easy to understand if you sat there and tried. And again, like I said earlier in this part, some of y'all don't have speakers hooked up to your shit. Some of y'all TVs tiny with the bad sound coming out. Like, I immediately, if you just turn it up, if all you had to do was hit volume.
Word. All the way up. Max that
That's
it.
Up. Max out the volume, sit back, catch a vibe. Mark, you were saying?
No, it's just I mean, it's like, to what you're saying, First of all, it was a whole performance. It wasn't just about the words. And it was beautiful. And it was compelling. And we love music. But I feel like we let people off the hook or they be bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, a whole bunch of middle class people go to the opera. They don't speak Italian. And they be loving the shit out of it.
Word.
You know what I mean? A whole bunch of drunk white people do the Macarena and be singing all that shit in the middle of the night. They know what the fuck is going on in the Macarena. People are making a choice to say that the language is a barrier to enjoying this. If you want to like it, you can. It's that simple.
The wedding.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
which was apparently a real wedding.
Which was a real wedding.
Real wedding, yeah.
It was a real wedding.
Damn, we should have invited Bad Bunny to our wedding. We fucked up.
Oh, that'd have been perfect.
Could have been us.
Oh, don't do that. I was just about to call them. I was about to congratulate them and call them groupies.
Hey, congratulations. That's some fly groupie shit.
I'll be right there.
I got married at the Super Bowl.
Joe is out of his fucking mind.
That's groupie?
And you get a free
Yes,
wedding.
that's groupie.
Please, how? That's fly shit.
That's an amazingly fly wedding.
I want to hear this.
It's a 45-second wedding.
At the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With Bad Bunny doing
The
the music.
most watched event.
Pardon me, but when I get married, I want the day to be about me and my wife.
I feel you.
I don't want it to
Okay.
be a sideshow of someone else.
I feel
Sorry.
you. I generally feel like that.
Sorry,
But there's
buddy.
one exception, and that's the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Bad Bunny, yeah. 13 minutes of greatness. Get the fuck out my face.
Would y'all get married at like a regular football game?
No.
No.
A basketball game?
No.
So just a performance at the Super Bowl.
with Bad Bunny.
Yeah, specifically.
Not Coldplay, not Maroon 5, not even Usher.
Not
Just
even
that one.
Bruno.
And I think it's fly the way they originally played. Like to invite him for you to have a wedding, and you look to the back and Bad Bunny walked in. Your wedding,
Yo.
dog. That's it.
It's fire.
And he's an absolute sweetheart. Like anytime my dad's wife Jackie sees him at the game, like they speak and kick it, and like he's friendly.
Nah,
That's
he seemed like he a genuine dude. And
Him-
those are the people that you kind of root for in life.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Him out there in the Zara fit,
Yeah, it's fly too.
the Zara football jersey with the shoulder pads, but just that earthy, not stand out, not bring attention to me. This is about us and the story and the community and just everything that went into every detail of this thing. I'm blown away by that. For right now, the Super Bowl halftime show for me, I'd be more blown away by the story you're telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Symbolism
whoever is
and
doing
the
the design of
The
these
production,
stages.
yeah, we gotta
yeah.
shout out
yeah.
the production.
You
got
Because
to.
that shit was incredible.
And this
beautiful.
goes
It
back
was.
to the West Coast tribute. I
Yeah.
love that.
I loved it.
Rihanna stage, Usher stage.
Kendrick, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick
for sure.
Legend. I love it. It's a sight to see. Yeah.
I thought that two of my favorite ones have been the last two. All of them are beautiful and amazing. But in terms of the power of the message, I thought what Kendrick did last year in terms of the set, the story he was telling was great. I thought what he did this year, Bad Bunny, was great. I loved the subtlety of it, like you mentioned, like the power lines and stuff like that. Like he gave a hard message, but it was in a way that didn't like make the story a distraction. So everybody's not on the news the next day. I mean, they're complaining, but they're not like. And he mentioned slavery, but like when you see sugarcane,
Sugarcane everywhere, yeah.
it's like
everywhere.
you can't talk about that without talking about slavery, and the fact that he had diversity of the different types of Puerto Ricans that were up there, as opposed to just white Latinas, was beautiful and important, especially if you tell a story about slavery. So I just thought the way he did it was so subtle. It was very, very much the same standard that Kendrick kept last year. It was just like high level of art, beautiful but with a powerful message. I can't praise it enough, man. I just thought it was perfect, and it sounded good.
It sounded
It
amazing.
sounded great.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The music was. What did y'all think about the guest appearances? 'Cause we were guessing who was gonna be there.
I ain't gonna hold you.
It was cool.
She was cool. I just was way out of place. Like I feel like they're.
To my Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Gaga. I mean, she did great.
Oh, I forgot she was there. I was talking about Cardi. That Cardi.
I understand people saying that Lady Gaga
Spend a day.
may have been out of place. I think that also added to not only the show, but the symbolism point that we keep making over and over again. After the fact, I learned that the lyrics that he says right before she comes out in Spanish is like, is this what you want? Is this what you want? Almost like the old DJ on Point tag. Yeah. So out comes this white pop star wearing the same light blue from the flag,
Yep.
putting her American hit over their
Right here in the
music
middle. Yeah.
rather than the reverse is what we always
See, I didn't know
see.
that. That's heat.
And that is stunning to me.
And subversive. Again, subversive.
Again, telling the story. Like they had the icy machine
All of that.
joints.
Yeah.
All of that.
Put out
Coco,
yeah.
They didn't miss nothing, bro.
Like some of this. How do you sit there with the tight face?
And the businesses were valid businesses.
Oh,
Like
the
when he
bus-
was walking down the strip, it was all valid businesses in LA, New York, and Puerto Rico. Like, that's fire.
He had a nail salon, like a nail salon in there.
Yeah.
Like that's
You know, I think
that's fire.
some of that shit resonated with us more because we really identify. Like, we see the icy motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you live in Iowa, you don't know what the fuck that is.
fuck is a pit
You know what I'm
outlaw?
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
they don't know what that is, maybe, or the bodega scenes or some of that shit. It might not identify with them, but for us, that shit was like, I was 17 in the spent.
Man, I got
Latina
it.
dancers.
I mean, yes,
37. Right.
all of that resonated with me, but it's also just in me. Like,
Right.
I'm not putting this just, this is cool. The ices, I was sitting there, I damn near shed a tear. But the point I'm making is it resonated because how could it not?
Right.
If it's in you.
Right.
Like,
Well, okay.
when they had his crew of niggas, come on, man. Everybody's seen the Latin crew of niggas that's gonna stab you for their man and they gonna ride. You gonna have to deal with these niggas.
And they all got a blade.
You respect them, yo. You love that. The way that they love each other, and when they fuck with you, they saved my life a few nights.
What are you talking about? This is
Right.
right. Speak English. English is from England.
They talking about speak English in America.
Ain't that-
English is not
yeah.
America's official language. America don't have an
They
official
don't have an
language
official.
Exactly.
at all.
Bro, that shit was frustrating because I'm like, how do you watch this, especially where we from? I'm sorry, I get the rest of the country might, but we're right here.
I agree with Freeze.
And again, it's disingenuous, man. When Sean Paul pops up, they don't know what the fuck he's saying either, and they're fine with it.
Word.
When mumble rappers rap, half the time we don't know what the fuck they say. We don't give a fuck. Like, stop.
Yeah.
We gotta stop acting like we
With
only like
perfectly
music.
fine English speaking, not mumble rappers. Sometimes we don't understand the messaging in it, and you
That's
gotta
a
dig
fact.
deeper and look at the
Exactly.
lyrics and do some comprehending.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't believe they hate the motherfuckers. I'm with you. It's cap.
Yeah, I think so.
It's cap.
I think so, too.
They
I think
raising
so.
y'all kids. What the fuck are you talking about? They raising your whole family.
But that's the point.
You
though.
hate them.
Nah,
Please.
they looking at them. That's what you good for. That's it,
Man, you take
You're
a-
beneath me. You can do this, but that's it.
All right, for me, I think I can understand both sides. Yeah, I do think it was a lot of unnecessary hate for the Super Bowl halftime show, but visually, I would say it's the most beautiful halftime show I've ever seen. The colors were bright, vibrant, and I listened to Bad Bunny just off rip, okay? So I'm not going to even sit up here and try to front with y'all, and, you know, I'm sure some people out here who are going to pretend like they listen to Bad Bunny. I want to show y'all something. I listen to a lot of music in languages that I don't speak because I do believe that music is just a vibe, right? And so I'm going to search my playlist and let's say Bad Bunny. And you see it automatically comes up. So I got plenty of Bad Bunny in my playlist. It's not a whole bunch, but I rock with Bad Bunny, right? And like I said, I listen to a whole bunch of music without speaking that language, music that's Latin, music that might be anime, so it might be in Japanese and other languages, K-pop. I listen to all of that stuff. So to me, when I hear a good beat, I can catch a vibe. I say all that to say, for somebody who likes Bad Bunny, I didn't particularly enjoy the music selection for him. But it's just like what Joe said when he said, I didn't particularly care about the music selection from Kendrick last year. It was more about the message. And it was obvious that Bad Bunny was, you know, I'm not trying to say he was copying Kendrick, but he was taking a page from that same sentiment of there's things going on in America right now, so I'm going to showcase some of these issues in my own way, by the standards of my background, my community, and I think he did that, right? The sad part is I think he was trying to say that as America, we're better together instead of being separated and apart. And that's a message that I can get down with because, you know, it's one of those things, right? As Americans, we are very separated when it comes to politics and racism and just thinking a certain way. But I do think when effed up stuff happens to America, that's the time when we come together. And it shouldn't be like that. We should be together no matter what, you know. but we let a lot of things separate us, and then we have a tragedy. Now it's kumbaya and we holding hands. But on another separate note, I can say I'm glad at least some of our biases don't keep us apart when important things are going on. But it shouldn't just be when something bad happens, you know what I mean? But to me, I felt like that was his message during the Super Bowl. I didn't know all of the information about his outfit. I didn't go on TikTok to really, find out all the deep messaging and stuff like that. So I'm glad that people did that. And it's interesting to hear that stuff too. I didn't mind Lady Gaga. I thought Lady Gaga destroyed it in a positive way. She sounded great. She sounded way better than she sounded in that horrible Joker movie. But all in all, I liked it. I would have liked to see Cardi B on stage. I would have liked if Pedro Pascal wasn't hiding, but if y'all don't know anything about Pedro Pascal, he's the actor from Narcos. He's in Fantastic Four. He's Mandalorian in the Baby Yoda show. He supposedly has some kind of thing where he's really shy, and I remember his last movie, he was holding hands with a co-host because apparently, he's an actor, but he has a thing where I guess he's afraid of crowds and stuff like that. So maybe that's why he was hiding. But all in all, I thought visually it was beautiful. Some of the messaging was powerful. The fact that it wasn't in English, it didn't bother me. But I will say this. Because of the language barrier, I did feel a little disconnected. But like Joe was saying, you have to have it in you to try to enjoy something even though you don't understand the language. But I feel like I'm having the same conversation I have with people when they might hear a song on my playlist and they like, why is this not in English? And I'm thinking to myself, can't you just rock out to the beat, the production? Why does the language really matter? Because if a song is in English, you still judging it off the beat and the production anyway. If the production isn't right, you're not listening to the song. If the beat is trash and horrible and it don't vibe to you, the words don't matter. But I think it takes a certain type of person to try to, get into the vibe where you're going to be more open to a new experience and to understand what's going on. And with that being said, it wasn't the worst halftime show for me, but I can understand if some people, felt a little out of place. But I love the fact that Ice brought up the fact that it's America. America doesn't have a language. English isn't the American language. And that is something that I think a lot of people forget. I think a lot of people forget that all of this ish that goes on in the world is made up. It's all stuff that's been made up. We just choose to adapt it and live by it. But it's not like these things weren't created by human beings just like you and me. The brain named itself. And so sometimes we put a lot of stock into these things that humans made as if, it was some divine intervention. And maybe you can say that, God, inspired people to do this and do that. And that's a whole nother conversation. But what I'm saying is, just like when we're talking about the language of America, we don't have a language. And so that's something to remember as well. I don't know. Maybe I went a little too crazy and third eye on y'all, but let me know what y'all think about this. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.